Hey guys, today I just want to go over the PvP buffs and nerfs and some potential options for newly buffed weapons to try and some roles for some existing PvP options. The first thing I want to mention is Graviton Lance getting a big nerf to Cosmology. This doesn't allow it to wipe teams anymore. It's also losing its aim assist added by the Catalyst. It is getting a decent PvE buff that I'm not going to get into today, but the Cosmology nerf is basically just going to make it do less damage. So in the TWID that they said it's not going to be a primary MO Cloud Strike anymore. No Time to Explain is also getting a range nerf. I don't think it's too bad. It's minus 10 range, but it will be a hit to the usability. I do think both weapons will still be good, but I don't think they will be nearly as good as they were. Another big thing is the Target Lock and Rangefinder Nerf. Target Lock is now only going to give a 25% buff instead of 40 at the max stack, and it's looking like Rangefinder will no longer affect your range, but only your zoom. We're looking at that nerf next season, but it's good to prepare for it and get some good rolls this season. This is going to heavily affect SMG and hand cannon rolls and force us to change the way that we use different weapon archetypes. Pulse rifles are also getting a nerf on their aim assist at 0 by about 10%. This means they will be less forgiving on a near miss shot. This will mainly affect high impact pulses, so it might introduce different pulse rifle archetypes into the PvP sandbox. It affects them most significantly when their aim assist stat is at 0, so the higher the aim assist, the less it will affect it. Lightweight shotguns are also getting a 15% tighter spread on the outer pellets. Hopefully this will allow some new shotguns to shine outside the regular ones we see on the daily in the current state of PvP. Now with all that being said, I want to recommend some new weapons to try that take advantage of these new buffs and see if they can be viable and if these buffs are enough to bring them into the spotlight. For the Immortal, it's going to be rough for a lot of people running Target Lock and Rangefinder since both perks are getting nerfed. The role that I'm going to recommend after the nerfs is going to be a Perpetual Motion and Kill Clip. I think this is as good as it is going to get after these nerfs, so we'll have to see how it performs later this week and then later next season. No Survivors is a pretty good alternative to Immortal right now. It's basically the same, again with Rangefinder and Target Lock, but again, if you're running that, you'll have to switch it up. I honestly can't find a reason to use this thing after the nerfs. I don't think there's going to be any good perks on it. I would say use something else. Rapacious Appetite can roll with some decent perks, Perpetual Motion, Encore, and Frenzy. Unfortunately, Whisper of Chains is also getting a nerf from a 15% damage reduction to a 5%, so I don't think Headstone is going to be a great option, but you could probably get away with those other 3 perks. As far as hand cannons go, I think we still have a lot of great options. One of them being Austringer. If you can get one with Eye of the Storm in either Rampage or Opening Shot, that's probably going to be a really good option. If you still use Exalted Truth, I would probably recommend Outlaw and Explosive Payload. However, it can also roll with Slip Draw and Gut Shot, which are getting buffs next week, so maybe they're going to be good options as well. Give it a try. Let me know if you do use it. Let me know how it is. I'll be trying it as well. Targeted Redaction will basically stay the same. I would probably run Outlaw and Keep Away or Explosive Payload. Honestly, I don't love this hand cannon in PvP, but it's still an option that's craftable and very accessible this season. For my personal favorite hand cannon in PvP, I'm going to have to say Round Robin. This thing is going to stay the same. I would say get it with Keep Away and Kill Clip or Hatchling. Again, no change with it, and I think it's the best 120 for PvP. That's just my opinion. I like it a lot, so if you have a chance to try this weapon out, definitely try to get it. I also want to mention some lightweight shotguns to try. I think the best 2 options are going to be Wastelander and Reeswalker. On Wastelander, try to get Slide Shot, Opening Shot. It's a pretty basic roll, but if that spread buff is good, then that could bring this thing into the meta. But we'll have to wait and see. On Reeswalker, I would recommend Quick Draw and Iron Reach. Iron Reach gives this gun a shit ton of range, although reducing stability, but I really like the concept of this roll, being able to whip it out insanely quick and then destroying them from far as fuck. Hopefully, it's decent after these buffs. Anyways, that's pretty much it. These are all my opinion, and I have other guns that I didn't list, mainly pulse rifles, so if you have any suggestions or questions, let me know. See ya.